Okay, this is part 4, and what I've done is I've laid the one of the front or back piece, whichever one you want to call this. Actually, it's going to be the front piece. This is the front piece of the tote, and it's laying here across my ironing board, and I've laid the zipper across the top. Okay, and my zipper was 22 inches long. It's best that you buy a zipper that's 4 inches longer than the width of your tote. And the width of this tote is 18 inches. So I needed to buy a 22-inch zipper so that I can have 2 inches hanging on this end here and 2 inches hanging on the other end over here. Okay? What I did is I used some seam tape. And I laid the seam tape across the top of here, laid the zipper over the seam tape, and I ironed it down. So what that did is it made my zipper stick to that part of the tote bag. I do that, and I recommend beginners that's sewing zippers to do that as well, because it just helps everything stay in place. So this is another piece of seam tape, which I'm going to take now and lay on to the zipper. Right at the edge. It's not over the teeth, okay? And that piece of seam tape, okay, it's laying over on the zipper. And remember my last video, I left and I went and I cut my lining, which is out of this piece here. I'm going to take it and lay it right sides together over the zipper. So here's the right side of this. Here's the right side of this, but I'm flipping it over. And I am laying this on the top of that seam tape. Okay? I'll show you guys in a minute. I'll get out the way. Okay? So I laid that. And now I'm going to iron that down. And like I say, I recommend for those that have never put in a zipper or that's not comfortable putting in a zipper to use your seam tape. Your seam tape will act like your pins or your clips. So now what I have is I have all that seam to bind it together. I have the front part of the tote, which is this with the lining. With the interfacing. I have this piece here, which is the lining, and it's sandwiched. The zipper is sandwiched in between. And you see how it won't move. So you won't even need pins. I'm going to go to my sewing machine, and I'm going to get as close to this zipper teeth here as I can and run a straight line all the way down to here. Don't worry about this hanging off of there. Okay? So that's what I'm going to go do really quick. But I'm going to also lay my next pieces and have them ready. Okay, so that's going to be the other half of the bag. You guys are still going to be able to hear my voice and hear my machine. And all I'm basically doing, as a matter of fact, I'm going to turn this around. Let's turn this around. Let's get this over here. So I'm basically, let me move in. I put the presser foot right up against the teeth of the zipper. Okay? And I'm going to sew a straight line. Okay? So give me a second here, because I don't know if I'll be able to set this back right or not. But I'm going to sew a straight line. Let me make sure all my thread is right. It don't look like my thread is hanging right. Look like it's kind of tangled. Okay. So I'm going to just try to stay on that zipper, the left of my presser foot right up against the zipper. And I'm just going to do a straight line. Make sure you backspace. And you can kind of feel it, the zipper. And just try to go straight as you can so you can put in a nice zipper. there. Okay. So now, what I have, you guys, is my zipper sewn in here. But I need to clip these threads. Let's clip these threads. Front and back. Okay, you don't need to cut off these zipper ends, okay? But what you do need to do is you need to open this up. Okay? And I'm gonna go back over to the ironing board. So give me a minute to set this back up over here. Remove these pieces. So now what I want to do, see that was sandwiched in between. Here's my zipper. Here's my lining. And here's the front of my bag. And I'm simply going to take this. And that made that kind of stiff, but it's okay. And I'm going to pull this on this side. You got to work with it a little bit when you put that seam tape. You're going to pull this up, okay? So you have, pull this up. So you have the front here, and you have the lining there, okay? And then you're going to iron that down. So just pull on your zipper a little bit, and pull on your fabric. Pulling on my zipper and pulling on my fabric so that I can iron this down. Take my iron and I'm gonna iron this down. Okay, so that's ironed down nicely. You can turn it around. Okay, and iron down the front as well. Okay, make sure everything's nice and straight. And iron down. Now, as you can see here, bring it a little closer. That zipper sewed in really nice and straight. Why? Because I didn't use pins, I used seam tape. Okay? So, I'm going to go now and I'm going to top stitch right across to here. Making sure I catch the back, so make sure it doesn't pucker or anything in the back. So I'm going to go back to the machine. I know this video isn't the best ones, lady, but it's the best one I could put together to help you all be able to sew. You know what the top stitching is again. So I'm coming back over here to the machine. Okay? You can see right here, I put the presser foot right up against this seam here. And I'm going to use that as my guide to do a top stitch. Okay? So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. I'll do that top stitch. Back this up a little bit. And it's almost right back up against the teeth again. And I'm going kind of slow because I want that top stitch to look really nice. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the other side of the tote with the zipper. And I'll show you guys how to sandwich that in as well. Okay? So I'm going to take up, this is how this looks. Okay? So give me a minute, let me grab the other pieces. I'm gonna prep these other pieces really quick, you guys. Just give me a sec. And I'm gonna show you guys how to put the zipper onto the other. Let me turn the camera back around over here. So now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Okay. So we're going to leave this here like that. But this time, you guys, you see the zipper pull is up. Okay? So you got your front piece here up and you got your lining laying on the back. And now what you want to do is you want to lay your other piece, which will becomes your back piece, right on top. Okay? Right on top of this piece here. And then you want to take your lining, okay, make sure it's turned the right way. Well, let's go ahead and seam tape this down first. I don't know what happened to my seam tape. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to pull a piece of this seam tape. It comes on a little roll, and I may not have enough for the other side, so I may not even go all the way with this one, just so I'll have enough for the other piece. Okay, but you can have it going entirely across, or you can kind of center it. But like I say, I don't want to use it all because I'm almost out. So make sure your top band is this way. And now these are right side together of your outside piece. And you're just going to iron this down. Okay. And then you're going to turn this around. And you're going to take your other lining piece. And you turn that around, lining to lining, front to front. Okay? That's how you can remove that. Hopefully I got that right. Okay? Now I'm going to use the last of my little seam tape here, which isn't much. But you guys got the whole big idea about this, right? Just going to lay that there. And this is just flush against the top part of this zipper. Okay, so I may have to use some pins. Or my little clippies or whatever. That way when I sew these, yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use some pins where I didn't have enough seam tape. I'm just going to stick a pin here. I'm going to stick a pin here on the other side. But for the most part, I've sandwiched the zipper in again. Okay? So here's this side with those two outer pieces together. And this side is with the two lining pieces together. So I'm going to go to my machine again. So let's go back over here. Sorry I have to keep moving this, you guys. I'm hoping that you guys are able to see this and understand it. I know one thing, I'm not into videos and stuff, but I'm going to learn so I can do better videos for you guys. But if you have the patience to sit here and watch, then of course you'll know how to put your tote bag together. So once again, I'm just coming back over here, making sure this is lined up, because remember, this is the piece that did not have the seam tape. And I'm just filling my way and filling along those zipper teeth and just sewing this straight line right across the top of this. Okay, I have a pin down here, so I'm going to take that out now. And you just sew that straight down. And the good part about having the 2 inches of zipper hanging off both sides is that your presser foot doesn't run into the zipper pull, okay? So you clip your thread here. I'm just clipping my thread. And now what we have here, you guys, is we need to open this up. Hold on. Need to open this up. Okay. I'm gonna go back over here to the ironing board. Or let's see, let me move it here. Let's go here. So what we have here, you guys, is we open this up, and you have lining on this side of the zipper, and you have lining on that side of the zipper. I don't know, I caught some thread up in there. Let me move my little board. My little board is not sitting on this table right. Okay, there we go. So, there you go. You have the 2 linings there. And if you flip it over, you have your 2 front and back on each side of the zipper. And you're just going to simply take it to the ironing board, leave it open like that. And you're going to just iron that other piece down like you did the first time, okay? And that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to turn the iron back around just for that. You guys, I think you got it by now. I'm going to show you in just a quick second how I ironed the zipper. Thank you guys for being so patient while I do this, because like I say, I don't have all the technology that some have, the experience in making videos. But when somebody asks me if I can help them with something, I try to. So basically, I've just ironed everything down, okay? So it looks nice and neat. And once again, this other side here, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch that as well, okay? So I'm just going back to the machine here. I'm going to turn the camera around. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got this on the machine. Okay. And I'm just going to top stitch this side. And what I did with my needle, I don't know if you can see my needle move, but it was centered. But now that I'm on this side of the fabric, I'm just going to move my needle over so I can get that same stitch width that I got on the other side. Or you can just turn this hope I'm not being difficult here. Put that needle back in the center. And you can start right here. Okay? Now, all this over here, I kind of just fold. And I make sure that my lining is not over here on this other side. Oops. I didn't undid my thread. Let's see. I caught over here. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to top stitch this, you guys, really quick. And I'm looking underneath and I'm making sure none of my lining is caught. anywhere. And you're really gonna have to move and work with this here, but if you ironed it down really nice, you guys, you're not gonna have to worry. These little threads out of there. So there, I got that top stitched. And now we can sew the back together. I'm going to show you guys how to sew this together, but I want to show you guys my top stitching here. So there's the top stitching. Okay, and if you flip this, there's the top stitching on the other side. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to open up this zipper halfway. Okay, halfway, open up that zipper, and then you're going to take this top piece and this top piece and bring them together. Okay? And now you're going to sew down from up in here, right up in here. And you're going to do another 3/8 inch seam all the way down. When you get down to the end here at the corner, you're going to pivot. You're going to come across the bottom. You're going to leave a 5-inch seam opening at the bottom of this front piece. Then you're going to come over and continue to sew here, and then sew all the way up to this side. Okay? Right where the stitching is. Don't go through the zipper. Okay? Then you're going to take this side, your lining side, and you're going to sew right where you feel that zipper fold, right in here. Start there, stitch all the way down the side. This is the side of this. You're going to pivot and go across the bottom. I'm sorry, you guys. I just said you're supposed to leave a 5-inch seam in the front of that purse. The tote, and you're not. You're going to be leaving the 5-inch seam opening here in the lining. So leave the 5-inch opening in the lining. So you would sew so far, get here, stop, bring your fabric over to this side after that 5 inches is left open. Continue to sew to the end, pivot, and then come up this way, all the way here to where that zipper part is. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this video, and we're going to have a part 5, because I don't really like videos to go longer than 15 minutes because people don't like to watch that long. So I'll be back after I sew this up.